Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to make spaghetti and meatballs from leftover sausages. I'm not Italian and I'm not a chef, but I promise it's going to taste nice. So if you like what you see, please stick around. So I'm just going to start by grabbing the sausages that I had. I had beef sausages in the fridge, but I'm sure you can use any sort of sausages that you have to hand. I'm just going to grab some scissors and basically snip in between the sort of sausage casing and then just unfurl the casing from the sausage meat. It's pretty simple, it's not difficult at all, so I'm just going to speed this up. Great, so after removing all the casing, I just started by squishing all the meat together just to basically make it easier to roll the meatballs. So once you squish it together and it looks something like this, you're just going to basically start separating the meat into meatballs. So I sort of made mine into sort of golf ball sizes, but I would probably go a little bit smaller if I did this again, so please do make whatever size meatball that you like. Again, I think I had about 8 sausages and it yielded maybe 12 meatballs, but I guess it depends what size meatball you want to do. But yeah, I think this will probably be enough meatballs for spaghetti for 2 people, or maybe one really hungry person. I didn't really leave enough for the last one, so the last one's a bit of a mini meatball. After that, I started cutting one large onion. Again, please don't laugh at my cutting skills. I'm not a chef, just doing my best. So yeah, I cut one onion into sort of rough chunks, and I set that to one side. I then grabbed about 4 cloves of garlic. I really like garlic. I guess it depends how much you want. And I chopped that up again into some chunks and added it to the onions and set that aside. I then added a couple of tablespoons of olive oil to a pan, and I started cooking the meatballs. So you're going to want to let the oil get quite hot so that you can get a nice sort of crust around the meatballs. And you're basically just going to want to, I added some salt and pepper at this stage because I realised I forgot to do that. So yeah, I added some garlic salt actually and some white pepper. And I just continually sort of like turned them around so that all sort of areas of the meatball could get nice and crisp. I would say this process took maybe about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit less, but you'll know when it's ready. And you can always cut into one to check if you're not 100% sure. I then set them aside on a plate when they were ready, and I started frying off my onions and garlic. So you just basically want to soften them so they're nice and caramelized. So after a couple of minutes I added some paprika, some smoked paprika to be precise. I really liked the taste of sort of paprika. I think it adds a nice sort of sweetness to the sauce, and I think it's nice to add it at this stage so that you can sort of cook off the spice, and yeah, it's really nice and fragrant. After a couple of minutes, I then added maybe about a tablespoon of tomato puree. I think when you add it at this stage, it doesn't have that sort of bitter taste if you add it after you've added the chopped tomatoes. So yeah, my preference is to add it in before I add the tomatoes and cook it off a little bit. I then added a couple of tins of chopped tomatoes. And I just gave that a quick stir. Bring it up to heat, allow it to simmer for a bit, and then sort of like cook it down. Add a couple of sort of splashes of Worcester sauce. I think this kind of adds a nice sort of dimension to the taste as well. And I just let the sauce cook down. I then add a little bit of sort of like stock cubes. So this is a Knorr, I think, stock pot, and I just added that in and stirred it into the sauce. You can add, if you've got cubes, you can use those instead. I then sort of tasted and I thought it needed a bit of salt, so I added some garlic salt, stirred that in. I then re-added the meatballs and stirred them in also, just to let them sort of take on the sauce. After that, I'd already sort of started boiling my spaghetti. Sorry, the steam sort of affected the glass at that point. But yeah, I added the spaghetti. I cooked enough spaghetti for 2 people and just added that to the sauce. And then I just used the tongs to just basically stir it and allow the sort of spaghetti to take on the tomato sauce. Just give it a good stir. And then you're basically done, and you can plate up. So I just plated it up in a bowl and topped with some Parmesan cheese. And yeah, I just gave it a quick try. I thought it tasted pretty good, but do try the recipe out and let me know what you think. I think it's a really simple recipe, and You can use basically whatever you have to hand, be it sausages or mincemeat. And yeah, I thought it turned out really great. It's a quick meal, took probably half an hour tops. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Do like and subscribe if you like that recipe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!